Yes, ma. As you wish, as you wish.
Okay. Uh, a very good afternoon to one and all. I welcome all of you to the fourth session of the sixth day FDP on engineering pedagogy in the COVID-19 scenario, organized by Government Polytechnic College, Chelapara, in association with Sitter Kalamasheri. Today, we are going to have the session on online teaching and mentoring
What
career
happened, ma?
advisor,
Is it audible?
that too from an eminent speaker. I got
Okay.
really astonished when I went through the profile of our speaker, and I don't think this 2 minutes will not suffice to describe him. It's my privilege to be here to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. G. Janardhanan, Head of Center for Environmental Management, NITTER, Chennai. He did his BE in Civil Engineering and ME in Soil Mechanics and Foundation Engineering, both from Anna University, and PhD in Geoenvironmental Engineering from USA. He is a certified professional in EIT and disaster management. Also, he is an experienced person in the field of teaching and has a lot of publications, consultancies, awards, and professional membership. With all respect and pleasure, I would like to welcome you, sir, to this session. Thank you. Janardhan, sir?
Yes, ma. Yes, I am there, ma. Maybe it was
You can
breaking.
start,
Is it
sir.
audible?
Yeah.
Is it audible, ma?
Yes, sir. You can start.
Okay. Yes, I can start the presentation. And it's my pleasure to be there and deliver lecture to in the wonderful program because our sir has really more focused and allowed organizing this training program with various speakers. I was completely enthralled by the program schedule what sir was showing to me. Uh, okay, okay, okay. Let me put it so that is it audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me share the screen and before starting the session, as usual, I have some presentation, also some polling, some quiz, everything is there because it's an afternoon session. Engaging afternoon session is a challenging, and moreover, all the sessions are afternoon because they have structured very nicely 2 to 4. It's like after your morning classes, everything. It is upskilling yourself. Morning, you are downskilling by sharing your knowledge to others. Now you're upskilling with other skills. So the focus is on online teaching and mentoring. And if you see the Google Trends, this online teaching become a buzzword or become a great job opportunity after the pandemic, because the pandemic has left us with one of the good opportunity. The pandemic did not stop our academic. It did not stop our academic, and it helped us to focus more towards or fine tuning us to new opportunities, new challenges. If you see, before to the pandemic, we were having an option A. Now we are with option. During pandemic, we were living in option B. Now our option will be A intersection B after the pandemic, because we have been introduced to a new concept. I am making it very clear. Today, Anna University, there was a meeting. Uh, I was supposed to go there. Then I told, "Is it online? Can I come in online?" They said, "Okay, no problem. You can come in online." No, the people are attuned to online, and we will be more happy to be in online and deliver lectures rather than the physical move. You remember, if I need to come to Kerala, I have to take train or flight. Economic is also very much important because it's sustainable. It's sustainable. So before starting the lecture, I will make it in this lecture content express that purely my technical perspective. It does not represent the organization to which I am affiliated. The main focus is we have to see in the outcome-based education, the online teaching plays an important role. What do you mean by outcome-based education? My previous speakers or some other content developers, they might have told you that learning is fixed, learning time varies. Learning is fixed, learning time varies. There are different types of learners are there of a different knowledge caliber. Everything there are different because, but we have to bring everyone to the minimum common line. Let us presume this is a common line. Some might be with over knowledge, no problem. They are some students are blessed, they might have studied the skills. Some they need some little effort to make objectives to achieve, but some they have to make more input, no problem, and some still more. It all depends upon the learner characteristics. Uh, okay, so it all depends upon the learner characteristics and how it is going to work. So we have to see what basis it has to be done and how it has to be done. Because learning is fixed, but online teaching, it's provided more responsibility and commitment to the learners. And online mentoring is also possible. If online mentoring is not only with the student to student, there are different types of mentoring is there. Mentoring could be from senior to junior, student to student, and student to student, and teacher to teacher, and teacher to boss. All different types of mentoring is there. So in this situation, we have to remember how best this outcome-based education or it's going to be achieved using the online teaching learning process. In the case of online teaching learning process, the learners are provided with more opportunity to augment their skill, to scaffolding the skill. For example, in the learners, if you see the number of participants, good amount of participants have registered. If you see 10 years before, if you want to do anything, even if madam was introducing me, if she wants to make any new recipe, she will never ask her mother or grandmother. She will try to go to YouTube and Google and she start doing the recipe. But if you check with her mother, she might have asked her mother by asking, by sending a letter or by asking through telephone, everything. So, but now the learning is more, learning resources is more, and it is only us to differentiate between the and which is appropriate context we have to identify because now the resources are plenty. Sometimes we might get misleaded with the veracity of the data. So now the challenging part is the content is more. We have to work with the realism and optimism, and we should also be in the position to know how to avoid the wrong content. The challenge is selecting the right content, and challenge is how best we have to get focused instead of get deviated. Because nowadays the people are with more syndrome, even without checking their email, checking their WhatsApps, they cannot stay for more than half a day. When the flight switched off, when the flight boards, we switch on the flight, switch off the mobile. As soon as he landed, we'll switch on the mobile to see how many WhatsApp messages are there. Because as a learner, as an individual, we always wish to get hooked to the public society. Connectivity, that is there. Because even before boarding the flight, we're telling, I am just going to board to Kerala. And after landing in Kerala, I just landed in Kerala. Because what we call it as a social presence. The learners are predominantly learners and teachers, the individuals have become a social presence is more. They wish to have a more social connectivity, which promotes the discourse. That is that. So that we have to remember. And so if you observe, sir, if you observe what makes the things better, you have to see and how it goes there. So before starting, let us play some Menti. I just want to get the feedback from the
Excuse me, sir.
participants. I know
Excuse me, sir.
this. Yes, sir.
Sir, louder,
Yes,
please.
sir.
Volume is low. Little more louder,
Yes,
please,
sir.
sir. Little more louder, please, sir. Sound is
Is it
faint.
audible?
Not very much.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, it is audible.
Okay, someone was asking, excuse me, sir, I don't know what for he called. I don't know. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. I'm sharing the presentation, and let me share the presentation. Let me take the views from the learners. Let me take the views from the learners so that you will be in the position to provide the views. Is it my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Is it my screen is visible? Is Mentimeter is there? I will be sharing a code. I request the participants to click the code and try to provide your views and feedback. Okay. I just want the participants to get a little bit engaged because it's after lunch. Sometimes you might feel tired or bored. Okay, let me reset the results so that we know how many participants are really active. Okay, let me reset it, and oh, oh, I'm sharing the link, copying the link, I'm putting it in the chat box. So to everyone, I'm looking in the chat box. I've given the link, sir. I request the participants to click the link and participate in the poll. I request the participants to click the link. The first question is, when you started adopting ICT tools? I will switch on the video so that bandwidth connectivity will be there. When you have started adopting ICT tools in the teaching learning process? When you have started adopting ICT tools in the teaching learning process? Either you can go to menti.com and use the code, or you can just click the link which I have provided in the chat box and you can participate. Forty-three people have used. Raise the hand. Civil FDP, CDTPC has raised hand. Tell me, sir. Civil
Sorry, sir.
FDP
It was by
has
mistake.
raised hand.
Sorry.
Tell me.
Sorry,
No
sir. It
problem.
was
No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem. So 82 participants are there. Out of 82 participants, amazingly 52 participants have responded. And you see, 32 people have started using tools only during pandemic. Pandemic has given us a different perspective of life. You remember? Sometimes pandemic is bad. I know our relatives, close friends, and if several people they might have got affected. But pandemic has made some close bonding network with the family. No one would have stayed this much time with their family members. No one, because we might go to the tour also for 3 days and 4 days. We will be going for outing, not in the same room or the same place. Maybe hardly for sleep and luncheon. But from the morning till evening, more than 40, 50 days, close the different perspective of life, different approach, how we have to cherishing remembrance. And pandemic never stopped our academic. As a teaching fraternity, Wonderful initiative taken by Sitter and other Kerala Skill Development ICT. They have also did some good work. So they started using the tools and techniques, but it also provides a big challenge because the digital divide and economy barrier creating the divide more. The people who have access, the elite, they were enjoying the learning. The people who don't have access or elite, they were being stressed, and some suicidal cases are also observed. So this is amazing, sir, amazing. When I have seen 62 percentage of the people they have told during COVID only, they have a different perspective of life. They have started. It is good. 4% of the participants they told still they never had an opportunity to start, but eventually they will kickstart. That is also good. So that is good. So that is good and good. Next question. Okay. Okay. Next question is in the case of ICT based education, suppose online teaching, which one you feel comfortable? Which one is more priority, sir? Say in online teaching, collaboration discussion is more important, sir. Simply delivering lecture anyone can do. Enrollment, no need to worry. No, sir. It is not collaboration. It is not discussion. It is the environmental plays an important role. Online enrollment, how active they are there, how you are going to keep it. That matters a lot. Some people might. Some people know nothing doing, sir. It is not the environment. It is not the collaboration. It is the assessment, how you do it. That matters a lot. Some people might tell no assessments are not online. This is only purely based on the material what we prepare. If the material is not paper good, if you make a good hotel with good this thing, what is the purpose? You might have a different perspective. So from your perspective, rank the things in the order of importance. Okay, if I am a teacher, for me, learning environment is first and foremost priority. Second, I wish to have more discussion and collaboration, sir, because already classrooms exist. But in the online, when I want to do it, I need to have more towards the discussion or deliberation. The third, it could be even a material collaboration discussion. But last one could be assessment. From your perspective, previous question, around 56 people have answered. So now I expect good amount of people to answer this question also. Okay, 54 people have answered. It is correct, sir. As predominantly they told. Of course, I need a first the environment. Environment plays an important role because let it be synchronized or asynchronized. I need to have a control of it. But ultimately, the environment, then comes the collaboration discussion. If the materials are available plenty, assessment is also important. Okay, cool. The last question for the day, polling for the day is this one. What features you expect in educational tool for teaching learning process? Is it ease with the co-teacher in handling the subject? Because I need a tool where maybe one or two teachers might handle together. I need to some ease in co-teaching. Some might feel no, sir, it is not easy. I need to have a course calendar. Course calendar, what I mean is both long-term macro plan and micro plan, sir. That need to be a proper. That also may be one of the things. Second, no, sir, it is a enrollment, sir. Sometimes the students are not coming and joining that enrollment attendance because taking attendance becomes a big issue, sir. So some attendance. So Google Meet brought now. You remember Google Meet? Now it brought a technique where it is having a enrollment and it is having a engagement also. Learner engagement is also there. And it is not the enrollment and engagement, sir. It is ultimately the testing because testing announcement as a teacher because I'm only a content deliverer, sir. Why I should master in the technology? I don't want to be a master in technology. I want everything user friendly. I just want to know how to send WhatsApp, how to send. I don't want to know the fundamentals between how the WhatsApp is code, everything. I don't want to know. So from your perspective, each item in the scale of 10, you can grade it, sir. You can grade it. Okay, 52 people have answered. Two people are yet to answer. Maybe they might be answering. No problem. Mhm. Okay. Okay. It's a good, sir, because as per your opinion, unified platform for this thing, that is the need of the hour, sir. Correct. Unified platform I need because that matters a lot. That will provide a more opportunity. Needed. That is needed. Correct. 100% correct. Okay, 59 people. Amazing, amazing. It is a good amount, sir. Good amount. The people have told, and it is also correct. It is also correct. The people have told. Okay. Okay. You have reached the end of the presentation, and let you because you remember now from now onwards, I request the participants to be a little bit alert because we are going to have some quiz at the end of the game. Now 60 people has said sound is very feeble. My goodness. Is it okay now? Is it okay? Is it okay now? I don't know. Okay, my goodness. I hope the sound is audible. Thing is same being same right. Okay. Okay. Let us see. Let us see. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. Now it's okay. Maybe madam told okay. Someone not that okay, sir. Volume is less. I don't know. Maybe. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me start, sir. Let me start. Learning is not the product of teaching. Learning is a product of activity of the learners. Learning is the product of activity of the learners. Learning is the not the product of teaching. Learning is a product of activity of the learners. So hence I request we have to restructure the way in which the things are need to be done. Things need to be, and we have to restructure the way in which the things need to be done. That is a very important aspect, sir. So the next thing which you have to remember is uh, what is online teaching? In online teaching, it should be learner centric because predominantly the always the classrooms are going to be learner centric. Little more louder. Okay, it's loud only. Its voice is also audible. I've used headphone only. Um, and explain the appropriate model for blended and approach and effective way to orchestrate the online teaching because ultimately when you make a online teaching it is not the question of the content delivery, it is a question of how you are engaging the delivery because content, context and contest, these are the three things which you have to remember and where we are heading because now education institution does not mean students will learn and learning does not mean students will have the skill for the labor market and having the skill does not mean they will have a job because previously we presumed if you go learn in the institution you will get a good job because you will get a good skill. But nowadays, you are going to the education institution only, it's not the place to learn. Learning does not mean the students will have the skills for the labor market. And skill does not mean you will have a job. That also you should remember. I possess the skill, but the job opportunity may not be there because upskilling and the changing the skill, it's very, very important because the job opportunities are highly volatile. Because I learned certain skills which may not be marketable nowadays. So I have to be in the position to work in those areas. So it is more complex route. But we have to remember, are we doing old things in a new way or is it a new thing in a new way? Because ultimately, this is the most important time to be in the education. This is the most important to take care about the education. This is the most important time to create impact in the education. That is the need of the world. Because ultimately, we have to remember this, how it is going to work on it, how it is going to be work, how it is going to work, and what are the ways which we have to do. Why the video is shared, it cannot apply. It's not going. I don't know whether it's entering the presentation. So that is the need of the world because educational institution need to provide knowledge as well as a job. Because providing the knowledge alone is not the matter of day because current day scenario. Because if I provide a good knowledge, if I'm not going to provide a job, the participants are not going to appreciate you. You have to provide the knowledge as well as the job. Job is also one of the criteria which we should have. But providing a knowledge can be either it could be the digital learning space or it could be the physical space. Physical space are shrinking these days and digital learning space are expanding, and the COVID has given us a different perspective, different opportunity, which you have to remember. That is the which you have to remember. And in the national education policy, they have clearly mentioned about the importance. So in the technology in education, it is clearly mentioned it has to support teacher preparation and development because as a policy document, you have to remember we have to prepare the teacher preparation and the development. That is the need of the hour. That is very, very important. I have to prepare the teachers. That is the first. Second, technology is used. It is to improve the teaching, improve the learning, and also to improve the evaluation process. It has to improve the teaching, learning, and evaluation process. This is there. And then it comes to enhance the educational access to disadvantaged groups. Because nowadays technology need to be used because it need to provide more access to the disadvantaged group. That is also needed. Also need of the how would be done, what are the ways and means we have to debate it and we have to get the point. That is very, very important, sir. What are the ways and means which we have to work on it, now it could be done. So the last one is it is ultimately useful to be the streamline the educational planning, administration and management. So these are the four important aspects which has been covered in the National Education Policy 2020. So they told to support teacher preparation and development, to improve teaching, learning and evaluation process, to enhance educational access to disadvantaged groups, to streamline educational planning, administration and management. So but now the students are different perspective. I will tell you previously they were bunking, nowadays they're bunking like this, and we have to provide a more intense time. But you have to remember 1 hour education because online we were covering 1 hour, the same offline we covered 1 hour, so we let us cover 1 hour online. That is not the case. And it is lecturing is alone is not needed. So we have to think what are the ways and means which you could improve the teaching learning process because what is missing in the online education? Attention to the learner motivation. First of all, I'm not seeing the learner's face, but it is very difficult. Sometimes if the Google Meet, if I'm taking a lecture, if the power cut is there, but I don't know whether I'm delivering a lecture or not. That's the reason sometimes I make the camera on so that I can see the face in my camera. I am live. Otherwise, the screen occupies the full screen. I don't know whether the lecture is there or not. Even sometimes if the power cut is there, I used to keep delivering a lecture. So this is a big problem, learner motivation. But in improved future is we can have inbound activities is possible, polling is possible, student engagement is possible in terms of various polls, quizzes and everything. And getting learners to express their reasoning because Immediately it is difficult for me listening. That is also I have to think. Opportunities for immediate micro application, because I might cover things, but not for micro application. Formative assessment, explicit activities to foster peer learning. Because if you observe, the peer-to-peer learning is overt learning is missing. I can see from the facial expression of the students. Oh, the students are learning. And students can make my facial expression, my body language, my expressiveness. So they can take certain things, because certain concepts need to be learned only by overt learning, which is not possible in all. Learner connect, because sometimes, are you there, is it audible, because previously we start the class with a prayer, nowadays we start with a word, is it audible, am I online, okay, like that, it is becoming a problem. So these are things which is missing, and it should not be a mimic. So what is the big solution is, in the normal lecture we are focusing on content delivery, it is good,
Sir, excuse
focusing
me,
on
sir.
the
Audio is
and
not perfect.
yes sir, audio is not perfect.
It's feeble and some echo, sir.
Is it feeble?
Yeah.
Is it okay, one second.
Now, okay.
Is it okay for others? Maybe we have to conduct. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
For me,
I'm
sound is
using.
okay, sir.
Oh, for you, sound is okay, sir. Oh, and which side is the problem now? It's a problem with me or problem with. So this is also sometimes issue. No? I have to just check, because that's the reason I use the headset.
You're okay, sir.
Now, okay, sir.
Okay. Hopefully, it should go. Okay. What is after? Oh, it is not a question of content delivery. It is a question of context delivery, sir, because we have to know the content to context. That is very, very important when we cover online teaching. In the traditional classroom, since we have a 45 hours, 45 sessions we can cover, come face to face, we can cover both content and context. But in the case of online, it is more towards contextual learning rather than the content learning. Content learning need to be grouped into 6 major categories. Based on the 6 major categories, certain concepts need to be focused on flipped learning, certain concepts need to be focused on other options. So we have to work accordingly, sir. So, but we have to remember, online or offline, the purpose need to be focused. The learners are at the center. Learners need to get connected. But one thing you have to remember, now more options and opportunities are there for learners to get enhance their learning skills. Previously, when they were teaching any content, if it is not having having understanding, I make friends to explain to me. But nowadays the students are so focused in getting the answer from online. The same problem what I face, several people are facing it. So that's not a big issue. So they are working. And clientele system at the center. Clientele system at the center is, we have to focus our needs only to our client. Multiple entity, last aligning to goal is achievement of achievable outcomes, because the students' outcomes need to be achieved. That is the first and foremost thing, sir. But when we have to remember, in the online environment, learning environment, risk embracing is a very big problem, because we have to have a policy document undertaking where they have to own the responsibility for their connectivity and their homework, everything, because As a teacher, content is delivered, and they should hold the responsibility for this thing, risk embracing. And sometimes we are also being forced to have a problem where the students are not getting into the things properly, because where the students will be having issue of uh, where the students are also facing some issues because they might get deviated from the online education. So risk is more, we have to embrace risk. Yes, these are the risks, sir. I cannot do anything. Student safety, well-being, challenging in the education is, but I have to think about take the risk with me. Second is competition. Competition is in the case of online education. I've seen some institutes, they simply upload the YouTube videos of NPTEL, everything. That is not the right procedure, because the students might think, okay, let me learn YouTube video. It is going to give me a more concept. Not nothing like that, sir. We have to ensure categorically, we have to ensure the the students need to get connected only with the teachers. So for that purpose, competition is nothing but a combination of competition and cooperation. Overall competitor, you try to make cooperation. WhatsApp and Facebook is having, okay, let us join together. So the opponent has been joined together so that the learning get manifested. That is the second option. Third, it's a risk embracing competition, exponential growth and thinking. The reason is the contents, the technology is growing at a very faster pace. So in that case, we have to think exponential growth and thinking. We have to take into consideration. And the last one is we have to think global. Thinking global is a first and foremost thing we have to remember. Thinking global, because the global, how we have to, because thinking global in the sense of global, local, global and local. For example, my local participants, I need to make them to a global demand. But the global standard, I need to convert into my local students. That is also needed. For example, I can put an analogy. When a McDonald's came to India, in McDonald's in US or in China, any other country, if you go, they, not McDonald's, Subway. Okay, McDonald's, if you go, they have vegetarian items, very less vegetarian items. But when it came to India, they have a separate vegetarian, separate non-vegetarian, separate. So the global product, to meet the local need, they get customized, and the local is also have been brought to the global standard. The restaurant, hospitality, hotel, restaurant has been brought to the global standard. So this is the reason. So we have to remember. In the book, Clayton Christensen, Innovative University, in the book Changing the DNA of Higher Education from Inside Out, he categorically mentioned the disruptive technology. Remember, sir, the disruptive technology in the field of education is massive open online courses, MOOC. Massive open online courses, MOOC. Government of India MOOC platform is a massive open online courses. So where the students will be provided with a more opportunity. So it can be customized, because in that level it is different. Now it improvement is possible also. So the MOOC is because we are making a transition from physical to digital, and the current reality we have to appreciate. In 2005, when Pope Benedict was in a prayer meeting, the people were consciously listening to the prayer and not taking photographs. In 2013, when Pope Francis have taken over, the people started taking photographs for golden memories after the prayer. The reason is that they are more focused in taking a pictures rather than observing what it has been said. So the students, they generally feel taking selfie. It is a new normal way of life. New normal way of life. That is the reason Government of India also made an initiative. So in the case of online education, let us explore together. But students are completely blindfolded in learning. So students are completely blindfolded in learning. They just want to know, read only for the mark sake, for the job opportunity sake, rather than the knowledge sake. But they, if you put banana and money before the monkey, monkey will take banana. Jack Ma told. You remember? If you put mark and knowledge before the students, student will prefer mark rather than the knowledge, because they doesn't know. If you have a good knowledge, the mark, getting a mark is not the criteria. But like that, because it all depends, because students are completely blindfolded in learning. Where is the key and how to unlock it? Because you have to remember, it is impossible to redesign students fit into redesign a system for the students. We can redesign for the students. That is the advantage. We have to see, we have to redesign a system for the students. We have to redesign systems for the students. It is impossible to redesign this thing, but it's redesign students with the system, but we can redesign the system for the students. So whatever be the situation, generation, the learners are of different. Some sleeping, some watching, some physically present. Nowadays in online, it is very difficult to measure. But technology has made a revolution in all the field of life. Even in the animal husbandry or dairy field, if you observe, the cow has been provided with the VR glasses. The reason is during a winter month, the crops are not the green grasses are not green, so the cow is not producing enough milk. So they produce the VR glass and simulate the green condition to the cow, so the cow in turn get felt happiness, and it is going to produce more milk. That is the possibilities are more and chances are more. So it is impossible to predict the future with great accuracy. You have to remember, as a student, as a learner, we are walking a path to the learn is not the path comfortable to us. We are trying to lay down a path which makes the students' learning curve comfortable. We are trying to mentor them, let them be comfortable, let them not be at ease. So that is that. So as Clayton Christensen in his book, uh, Innovative Technology told, disruptive technology in the field of education is MOOC, massive open online courses. Our Government of India portal is SWAYAM. Tap the energy the students bring to the class. What is the next step for you? You have to think big. We don't have a choice whether we do use ICT. The question is how well we do it. Because the information is plenty. The information is plenty, and the information is plenty, and we are working. Sir, once again from the ministry call, sir, please. Yes, sir, Janardhan, sir.
Good afternoon, Janardhan ji. This
Yes,
is
sir.
Atul from MEA, New Delhi.
Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
Can I know, is it the right time?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Actually, my director,
Yes, sir.
teacher,
Yes, sir.
Chennai organized something on this time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Last time also, and Vidya Bharati, Arab Bharati scheme, the people have taken courses. We offer a lot of more than.
Just hold on, I'll request my director to because I don't know what kind of question he has got.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Dr. Janardhan, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are offering, sir. We are offering. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We offer a MOOC on technology-enabled learning, student assessment, e-content development, student psychology, guidance and counseling. But even from participants from Africa, Mexico, they have taken it. But because of pandemic, we didn't conduct exams, but they have taken free of cost. It is free course, sir. They're all taking the courses, sir. Yes, they can take it, sir. They can take it only for certification. Last time, EVBA scheme, Vidya Bharati Arogya Bharati scheme, some centers we have conducted the exams, we gave the certificate. If not, they can take it free of cost. They will not get certificate, but they can take the course free of cost. There are several learners they have taken it, sir. More than 100 learners they have taken. We have a list. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, physically. Nowadays, we are planning to conduct online also, sir. Online also, we are planning to conduct online proctored exams. Yes, sir. It's the same. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next chapter. Is it not like that, sir? Because here every unit has a test. We have online exams is there, But what the government of India decided, let us have some proctored exam, because online we cannot ensure the veracity of the people whether they are taking. But for that purpose, they made an online final proctored exam, because our Indian embassies were conducting exams in some country where they have to come for examination, or it's a computer based examination, multiple choice question, and then they will be get certified, sir. They were certified, sir. Yes, they can give it to one center, or some schools. Last we can tie up with some schools, and we can call colleges, universities, and we can give it, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are having some very student psychology more from. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sure, sir. Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Extremely sorry, sir. Extremely sorry. Profound apology, because it's from the Ministry of External Affairs. I was also looking after Center for International Affairs head. So that is the reason. Because in pandemic, we are conducting a lot of courses to foreign countries. I hope the voice is audible. Extremely profound apology. I okay. The knowledge is there. How it is making a big picture is become, because online learning is also our problem. For us to get connected by self-learning, sometimes we might make a mistake. So that is the reason we need some proctored or some guide or some mentor who facilitate us in making the knowledge meaningful, because plenty of information is available online. It's information is plenty. I can make plenty of information, it's available. I can just make it into, to make a good knowledge, I need a support of a teachers and mentors. Otherwise, sometimes if I make myself the connection zigzag, it creates a problem. It creates a problem. It has to be handled appropriately. So that is the need of the hour. And sometimes we wonder how these people have gone up. That is a different aspects. Let me focus on the design, because design of online teachers, we have to see how we are going to make. I'm going to still adopt traditional learning, but no problem. But traditional learning could be facilitated using online tools. Online tools, because sometimes I might listen to some Malayalam song, because some scenes I might have seen. For example, Drishyam 2 I was watching. From the beginning, I should watch, because the opening scene, which shows the name card when they're putting, that scene is very important, because it is going to get connected to the last scene of the movie. So I need to watch it, because sometimes if I'm not attentive, I can watch it second time, third time, fourth time, until I get clarity in the thought. That is possible. Or how that is possible, because it's going to be a long classroom, how I'm going to attend, small classroom, how I'm going to attend, how I'm going to facilitate using technologies. So all these things, how it's good possible, there need to be some fusion, is there. As I told you, online learning predominantly goes by the model known as a blended blended approach. It's a mixing of both online and a traditional scale learning, and in the case of a technology enhanced or mostly online, because it's two combination, mixing of both the things. It's a fusion, North Indian, South Indian music, Western and Indian music. It's a fusion of technology, fusion of something, because the fusion plays an important role. So that is there. So in the fusion, if you see, the government of India has taken a lot of initiative in the case of online education, sir. And I am sharing a website now. I am sharing this link to the chat box to the participants. The participants can, yes, yes. There is little room. I will show you that, because our Achudan sir said there is very little room for an effective discussion on subject on all European. Yes, it depends upon how you orchestrate. For example, I will put a Padlet. I will make a Padlet. I will just a Padlet. This is a Padlet which I want to make it. So it is an online discussion wall, because there are discussions walls are there. Let me make it. This is a discussion wall. which I want make it. This is the wall. This is the wall. I'm keeping it. I am copying this link. I'm putting it in the chat box. Now, in this wall, if you observe, if I just click it, I can type. Achyutan sir has asked how to promote or increase online discussion. This is the question he has asked. Now, I don't know who has asked this question. I put it in my wall. This wall address is only known to these many people. How many people? Around the participants, 80 participants who are attending the course. They are only known about this wall. Other people, they may not be knowing this wall. So in such situation, I need to be in the position to know there are procedures and methodologies there how to promote a discussion. Because when we start the discussion with the individual title, sometimes the topic might be good. Since I didn't like him, I might attack the topic. It should not be there because I've seen several talk shows. You can open Times now. Suman C. Raman. He will just speak. The reason is several people are there because for and against policy. It's right from their perspective. But since I didn't like person, simply they will try to target the good policies also. But here, good platform, someone has written good platform. I can also rate it. Okay. I can rate it 5-star. So I can ask the student community to post the discussion. Let anyone put anonymous. Why among my 60 students, someone has asked the question, sir. Why I should know who has asked the question, but I need to provide clarity. Suppose today I am teaching something. Let me click it. If I'm teaching something, I can put some videos from YouTube video, I can put it, or some recording, I can put it. I can make anything. I can put YouTube videos, I can put some websites, which the teacher might have told some concepts. There is a wonderful video which you have seen. This is explained very nicely, but you want to put it to the students. But if you share with your name, sometimes you might feel teachers should not feel offended. So in that case, how to promote? These are the play. If someone is asking questions, you don't need to worry about the answering. Peer-to-peer learning is also promoted. Discussion. This discussion is also there in Canvas, Google Classroom. But what happened there? My identity is revealed. But here, one thing is, we are making a responsible learners by themselves. You no need to reveal your identity, but still you can answer the questions. Since you can participate in the questions, it's all possible because my ultimate aim is my students should learn, sir. This is a way which I can promote discussion. Achyutan sir, is it clear? Not used blended mode till now, sir. Blended is something combination of online and offline, sir, traditional. So instead of you are telling everything, you can make the students to learn something. Come to the class tomorrow for discussion. But you might question me. How I know the student has watched this YouTube video? I have given some YouTube video. I don't know whether they watched or not. They might cheat me also. No, I have watched this completely. It was perfect. They might tell. But they might bluff also. There are tools are there. Who has written. I don't know this. I will show you one tool before going because I just want to introduce several things today. Edpuzzle.com, which you might be knowing because this Edpuzzle I'm speaking from the year 2016. It is now 2021. So Edpuzzle is very famous tools which because I have taken my cycle animation because I can take this tool or I can see my classroom. I can go to my classes. There are some classes and there are some videos I might have uploaded. So I might have uploaded some videos. I can see, look into my classes. Okay, students are not there. Okay, 106 people, 166 students are there, out of which 104 students have submitted. I can look into the website. I can see overall my students. This is how augmented reality will change education. I have put some notes to the students. These are all the students who have enrolled into my class. Out of this, these are the students who have watched 100%. This guy has watched only 80%, watched 100% but got 80 marks. And I can just give this, see, and I can see the Christina, blessing Christina, 9-minute video, he has watched 10 minutes. Okay, good, no problem. Let me go to the next student. 9-minute video, 9 minute only. I can see how many minutes the students have watched. See, 9-minute video he has watched 13 minutes, Rekha. This segment alone he has watched 2 times, 2 times, 3 times. This question she made a mistake. She got wrong answer. So after watching, getting a wrong answer in this question, you see, from this point he has watched only 1 time. He got all the answers correct. Up to this point he did correct. Now here he made a mistake. After that he became conscious. So next one question is there. I have to watch sincerely. You see, till the next question he has watched two times, 3 times. Before the questions he rewinded and asked. After finishing the question correctly, he watched only 1 time. I can see the learning analytics. I can see at what time he has seen, what time he has answered at about 3:50 p.m. on August 28th, last during. So I can just check how my students are watching, how they are actively involved. So are they looking into the video properly? How many times they are looking at it? Are they answering my video? Because here I can have the learning analytics. This I can download in the form of Excel sheet. Kavi Priya never watched 000. I can ask her, what happened, Kavi Priya? Are you having any health problem? Why you didn't study? Because this gives more connectivity with the students, sir. These are all tools which are available, which reinforces the teacher's perspective and also the same video. I can use it next time. I can remove my students and I can upload it to the other class. I can still get, because these are the videos, because there are some principle, concepts, rules, procedures. I can make it as a video. I can give it to the students and I can make them to learn. That is the options are available. Options are plenty. Options are good. That is the need of our government of India. Very nice. Okay. Our government of India has initiated this sort of initiatives, sir. Based on this, I will ask one quiz. Okay, we'll have one fun quiz. So, for example, if you see the government of India's portal, e-learning portal, if you see the Swayam, now the ministry was asking me, Swayam is an online learning portal where we can work, where we can work on the student courses, we can work and we can make it, and all the courses what we work. Principle, this is the cardinal principle of education. What is education? Access, equity, and quality. Access, equity, and quality. Access, equity, and quality. That is the cardinal principles of the education policy. Access, equity, and quality. Everyone will have access. There should be equity principle of equality, not equity, and quality product. This is the cardinal principle of our education policy. So, Government of India Swayam platform, sir. And Swayam Prabha, 34 channels are there, 24/7. If you have a Jio mobile phone, Jio TV, it is free. It is available. It is free, but it is available in Jio. 34 educational channels are there. If I want to know about mechanical engineering, round the clock videos are there. You can watch, listen, and it is there. So if you go to National Digital Library, because in online teaching, as I told you, environment is very, very important. Material is also very, very important. Material is also good. Material is also needed. Good material is also needed. That is also need of the hour. Need of the hour. I will tell you, good material is also need of the hour. So I need to have a good material. So these are the some library, national digital. Everyone might be knowing one library of all of India. All the resources has been uploaded and it has been clubbed together. That is the idea. That is the idea. Then EPG Pathsala for PG students, for PG Arts and Science UGC based students. E-Adhyayanya, UGC, E-Pathya. So several things are there. Then Shodh Ganga, one of the best repository for all the PhD thesis. Complete PhD thesis is available. Complete PhD thesis is available. The student PhD thesis is available. So where the students can look into the PhD thesis of the student community, because I don't know whether the internet is problem. I don't know. Okay, eShoth Sindhu. It is for a journals, complete journal resources of all the journal for all centrally funded universities, technical institutions, colleges. If you have been member in an InflibNet association, then you can work on it. So this is the InflibNet. It is for PhD thesis, complete PhD thesis. It is there. I don't know, something has happened to side, mirror side. Yes, this is there. E-Yantra for embedded system. Kerala people might have used it as used extensively, I know. E-Yantra for the robotics and for college and students. And FOSSI, free and open source software in engineering education. All the softwares, because Kerala operates only on FOSSI concepts, no proprietary software. Scilab, Python, eSIM, OpenFOAM, DWSIM, OSDAC, OpenModica, and OpenPLC, Blocks, and R, QGIS, and Focal. So all the things are there, and they can get the ideas very quickly and very clearly, because Scilab is there. Here you can get into the book Scilab Companion Project, where the completed books, the book codings, the normal textbook which is available, I can take the book and completed books, I can see the coding. So digital logic circuits, I can select the chapter, first chapter. I can look into the what sum. This is the sum which I want to do addition of by. So Scilab coding is, we got it. It's very simple, very simple. So Scilab, spoken tutorial, one of the very powerful tool which everyone in Kerala might be knowing by this time. So what it is there? Suppose if I want to learn C language in Malayalam, no problem, learn it in Malayalam. So video is available. It is will be English, but you can learn it in Malayalam too. So first C programming, you learn it in Malayalam, not a big issue. So the students can listen from the words of Malayalam, but letters in English. So it is available. It is also very good tool. And virtual labs, you might be knowing some virtual labs of Government of India. This is for generic for everyone, and also you can use PHET Colorado also is there. So where you can use the PHET Colorado website, where you can use the simulation part. Simulation. Suppose if you want to use simulation, phetcolorado.edu. So where you can use simulation. So the technology is plenty. The online teaching, because mentoring is a process where student to student, because how you are going to promote them and how you are going to operate them. That is there. So this option is available. So where the students can operate at any time and anywhere. So civil engineering and biotechnology virtual lab is available, and we also have a virtual, and FOSSI, that Sambrath, where university ERP for the e-governance for institutions with one portal. Suppose if I want to organize any conference, I want to know the expert's name, expert research, and what area they are doing it. If they want to know, they can just get into this with one portal. So which is going to provide me the complete link of, for example, I am a civil engineer. I can just look into civil engineering professionals. And if you want to know from these professionals, where from there, which state, from example, I want to know the participants only from Kerala. So I can just look Kerala, 29 people are there. I can see the Kerala overall from Kerala. Anjali, transportation, NIT Calicut, Mohammad Amin, Shashikala Calicut, Sudhakar, Ganesan, Indira Calicut. So overall, George Varghese. It is free. Anyone can get enrolled in this thing. Anyone can get enrolled in these things, and anyone can work on it. So it's possible, and we can work on it. So this is a part of a Government of India's very major initiative. Very major initiative we can see. Shod Suddhi. It is a plagiarism reduction software. Plagiarism reduction software. Suppose if you are doing any plagiarism, students are doing, it's also free, which is known as a Urkund or Aboriginal. Aboriginal is the name of the software which Government of India gives into it. So that is a plagiarism reduction software. Plagiarism reduction software. Sambrath, Shod Suddhi, Virtual Lab, Spoken Tutorial, FOSSI, E-Yantra, Shod Sidhu, PG Patsala, and National Digital Library. So these are some software tools which the Government of India initiative is there, which the participants can explore it, because They can explore and they can try to make use of it where they can have. Because these are good simulation. Because for chemistry, physics, every good simulations are available. The participants can try to make use of it. It's all free. You can connect it to Google Classroom. Directly, you can connect it to Google Classroom because we offer programs where it could be connected directly to the Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle is it is a free version. Yes, ma, Anita Jacob, madam, it's a free version. Up to 12 videos, you can put it free. Once you reach 12 videos, remove the old 12 and put new 12. That is very simple. So 12 videos you can put it. 12 videos you can put it, and that videos you can put it in the Google Classroom. You can put it in the Google Classroom, or you can put it in your Canvas. You can put it in your Moodle. Integration is very possible, very simple, very simple, very simple, and it is easy. The simulation, all things also could be easy connected to a this one, which is possible. So these are some tools and techniques which are there, which could be used by the participants, so that the learners can make use of the technology tool appropriately. Make use of the technological tool appropriately. Sir, could you recently plagiarism? It is shows Suddhi, madam. It shows Suddhi. Here it is there. It is there. You remember this is the plagiarism reduction software. I can provide the link. I can provide the link here where shows Suddhi. So it log into original formally Urkund. So the students can web based it's reduction software for all universities and education. It is there. It is government of India. So there are other softwares which I'm not taking. I'm just focusing on what the government has taken in terms of ICT. Okay, before going to the second part of my lecture, because quickly I will tell you, as I was focusing, the technology tool could act as a motivator to the student community in enhancing the learning. It helps to scaffold and augment the learning. It reinforces the learning because suppose if I'm finding it difficult, I can watch the same video second time, third time, fourth time, so that my learning becomes good. Learning becomes enhanced. That is the advantage which I can work on it. Which I can work on it. That is the advantage. So now, what I am going to do, I am going to play a tool known as Kahoot. It is a game for a quiz to check how far your active and interactiveness was there. After that, I will cover the certain parts of the second part of my presentation. This tool, it is basically focusing on what all I covered now, because what I told, the innovative university, the changing the DNA, disruptive technology in the field of education is MOOC, massive open online courses. MOOC is the innovative disruptive technology, and we have several tools and techniques are there. We have discussed Swayam Prabha. If you use Google Classroom, you have to remember you can do a co-teaching up to maximum of 20 teachers. So it should be Vidwan portal, for example, Vidwan, Kerala, who are all there in Kerala. I can see National Calicut, Institute of Calicut only is there. Other people they might have not ever. So Indian Institute of Technology, Palakkad, it is also there. Tom Matthew, QSAT. QSAT also participants have enrolled and it is there. Indian Institute of Palakkad, the people are there, and QSAT also people are there. So it all depends upon. So now let us have some game so that I can just check it. Okay, I will take this to JS groups. Okay. So if you remember in the social presence, the social presence, you have to remember how it works and what ways it works. So what is the software we are using for this training program? If we ask, the people should know what software we are using it, because this is also going to play an important role, because I just want to have some quizzes which the people will enjoy, know the thing, because I should know what tools the SAR has used, because SAR was sending me the tools, the quiz. Okay. It is Cisco WebEx. Okay, we are using Cisco WebEx tools. We are using it. So let me play the Kahoot. Oh my goodness, my goodness. Okay, okay, okay. Let me give the link to the participants. Let the participants play an important role. So let me, this is Cisco WebEx, no, let me edit it because it's not Google Meet. Last time I was having a Google Meet, this time Cisco WebEx. I have removed it. Okay, this is a trial question, no points. So how to play, I will tell you. When I show the screen, done, and when I show the screen play now, I can play, I can teach with virtual classrooms, I can play with the students. So how it works, I will tell you, sir, how it works. I will switch on the camera for bandwidth consumption less. So for example, now I will go give you the clue. Now I will give you the clue. So you have to go to kahoot.8 and you have to put the pin. So what you have to do, you have to step one, the go to kahoot.8, use the pin. What is the pin? 6307666. They have to use it. So then you have to provide your nickname. Provide your nickname. Some nickname, whatever. For example, I will open a new window. For example, I open a new window. I go to kahoot.it. Then what it screen comes like this. Okay, then I have to put the screen 6307666. Then it asks the nickname. Let me put nickname GJ. Once I put the nickname, what happens? Okay, what happens? It appears in the screen. You see GJ also came. So like that it comes. Okay, let me start the game, sir. The first question is a trial question. The training program is conducted through which platform? If you see in your screen, if you observe, sir, in your screen, the window looks like this with the four colors: red color, blue color, yellow color, green color. But options will be here. Options will be there. Google Meet, Zoom, Cisco WebEx, or Microsoft Teams. The correct answer is Cisco WebEx. Since the correct answer is Cisco WebEx, I have to select the yellow color. The training program platform, it is connected in a Cisco WebEx platform. Because I have to go to Kahoot, I have to click the yellow color. So I have to finish it. So you will be seeing the color, and here you will be seeing this thing. So that way we have to make it. And as I told you, when we make online teaching, we have to remember the three presence are there: social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. Social presence is basically engagement with the participants, so which promotes the discussion, which sets a climate. Whereas cognitive presence support the discourse and regulate the learning, and teaching presence that set the climate and regulate the learning. So social presence basically promotes a discussion and it provides a conducive learning climate. That you have to remember. Okay, fantastic. 41 people have told correctly and 4 members have selected wrongly. Maybe they have not still got the idea. I will tell you, sir. The questions will be displayed in the screen which I am sharing with you with the options, with the 4 color options: red, blue, yellow, and green. So in your screen, you will be seeing only the 4 colors. The corresponding answer you need to select it, sir. Okay, let me go to the real. Anita madam did correctly. Then I myself, Vishnu, Ani, and JT. Simply I tried, but I will not try the answer here after. Okay. The kind of disruptive technology that Clayton Christian has argued will change the world of education. I've told in the book of Innovativity, the disruptive technology in the field of education is what? So, is it MOOC or is it artificial intelligence? It is blockchain technology or it's virtual reality? Thirty-three people have told the correct answer. Massive open online courses. I've told in the let me show or Devi Bin, amazing. ANI, Anita, Radha, Reshma, amazing. Okay. The third question: which one of the combination describes the cardinal principle of education policy? Access, equity, quality, access, equity, availability, access, availability, quality. Because I've told you in the Government of India portal, the cardinal principle of education policy. Okay, fantastic. 27 people have told access security. Correct. JRD is the highest claimer. ANI, Anita, Devin, Reshma, ABC, they did. The next question is, it is mandatory to submit the research thesis after checking the plagiarism. The government of India provide access to the plagiarism directory software, namely. Shivakumar sir. Check பண்ண சொல்லுங்க சார். செக் பண்ணி ரெண்டு மட்டும் எங்கிட்ட இருக்கு. Okay. 40 people have told the correct answer. Amazing. ANI, Anita, ABC, Reshma, PS. You're rocking. Okay, fantastic. The next question is, the government of India provides a list of experts through its database known as. So we have shared already. Okay, fantastic. Anita, next question. The government of India provides a list of doctoral disease database through the portal. Fantastic. Shodh Ganga is right. Anita slipped. My goodness. ANI, ABC, Reshma, JT, and AVS. Okay. The seventh question is double the point. Be careful. Which of the following is not one of the 5 years or 4 years? It is retain because Government of India initiatives National Resource Repository of Open Educational Resources. Is it retain, redistribute, reuse, and repay? Which one is not there? Because any open education resource, you can keep it yourself. You can retain it. You can give it to others. You can distribute it. You can use it several times also. But which is not one of the 5 years.
அன்னைக்கு அமுச்சிட்டோம் சார் எல்லாமே இல்லைன்றாங்க. நாங்க கொடுத்த ரிப்ளை கூட சாஃப்ட் காப்பி இருந்தா இருக்கும்.
41 people.
இதுல பாத்தீங்கன்னா
ANI, ABC, Reshma. Good. Reshma, your answer stick with right 7. Quickly you came. 8th question is also double the point. The software used for creating the learning environment. Forty people have told the right answer. ANI, ABC, Reshma. Good, 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 good. The next question, 9th question is also double points. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Oh my goodness, ANI slipped. JT, after PS, you are back in the game. Superb, superb. The last question is double the point because it is two right answer are there. Multiple select, two options is right. The social presence in the blended model will facilitate it. I have told you already. The social presence predominantly helps you in improving your discussion, in providing a conducive environment. So what are the right options? You have to select it. Oh my goodness, only few has it. Okay, let me see who are the winner of the game. The podium. The third place goes to INI. Okay, fantastic, amazing, amazing. The second place goes to JT. The first place goes to PS. Okay, you see, PS came from the back and hit. A runner-up is ABC and CF. So this is what the game goes, you remember. But these are fun games which really promote the students for more discussion, more deliberation, and more collaboration. Because in between, if you have even Google Meet also nowadays, the polls are there. The question is there. I used to give polls every 15 minutes once. So it promotes the students' learning. I hope the participants, okay, Anita Jacob tells congratulations. Yes, because the participants will get really motivated. Too much of time is taken up to upload. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Needy, because of the bandwidth connection. Yes, I know it's a bandwidth connection. That's a problem. That's a problem. So that is the problem. What to do? That is a problem. We have to work on it. That is a problem. We have to work on it. Yeah, டிக்கெட் எடுத்துட்டு போங்க, மேல வந்து கைது போடுறீங்கன்னா காணாம போட போகுது. அங்க வந்து கைது போடுறேன். Okay, fantastic, sir. Fantastic, fantastic. I hope the participants would have enjoyed the game, and because it's basically to promote interactiveness, because the Menti, Slido, and all those things, Padlet, everything, it gives more scope for the participants to enhance their skills and participate and be active in the classroom. So that is the reason, because you can provide your feedback. You can provide your feedback in the this thing. You can provide your feedback. They will give you, but I just put the Padlet wall. You can also scribble in the Padlet wall. No one knows who has scribbled and what is the point of scribbling. No one knows. That is the advantage of the scribbling. Okay, let me come back to the main presentation, sir. Main presentation. Okay. So if you observe, sir, the technology tools, online teaching, it is not a matter of pride, it's a matter of orchestration. How we are going to orchestrate the online teaching, because basically it has to be how we are going to orchestrate and how we are going to make it. So in such situation, if it is orchestration matters a lot, it is observed. Um, it is observed how it could be used for more interaction, more learning. That is that. So there are different models of online education. Is there? Online education, blended education is there. For example, we use Richard Mayer's principle for preparing online materials, because sometimes the cognitive load should not be more, because sometimes if the more cognitive load is there, the people will get deviated. Concept of segmentation, the concept of this thing. So it has to be there. It has to promote the student learning appropriately, so that they get motivated in the learning process. They get motivated in the learning process. That is advantage, because it is a ultimately the framework. If you see, it is a evaluation factor, institutional factor, institutional design factor, faculty support, student support, pedagogical support. Everything plays an important role in making the learning more comfortable. So there are different models are there. One is synchronized and asynchronous. Basically, when you see the online learning itself, how the students are synchronized learning, how it is there, in asynchronous learning, how they are going to be there. So that is the advantage which we have to look into it, and we have to look for their activity, and it has to be there, and if it is such situation, if it is there, and then then it would be more advantage. It could be more advantage, and it should promote the students learning in a better perspective, sir. If it is better perspective, it could be provided, and accordingly we can make it, and we can promote the student teaching learning process, sir. And what happened? It's not moving. Okay. And basically it promotes the collaboration, increases the flexibility, more interaction, enhanced learning, and virtual citizen. And if you observe, sir, technological access, students should have a technological access. You should have a proper design of your instruction. Minute to minute instruction need to be there. The lesson planning need to be there. Safety and security, skill development, and motivation factors. And the predominantly used models are two models. What we call, one is a CABLS framework, complex adaptive blended learning system framework, where the learners are at the centers, the teachers, technology, content, learning support, and institution. And second thing is what we feel is the other model, which is CABLS model. Second one is community of inquiry model, where we see engagement with the participants, engagement with the content, engagement with the goals and the directions. So these are the two content which you have to remember: engagement with the participants, engagement with the content, and engagement with the goals and the directions. And we have to see social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. So in social presence, we have to see supporting discourse and setting climate. And cognitive presence, you have to see engagement with the content, supporting discourse and regulating the learning. And for a teaching presence, you have to see setting the climate and regulating the learning. Engagement with the goals and the direction. Goals and the direction, we have to look into it, sir. So that way it works a lot and it promotes a lot. But when we design the online teaching, online mentoring, we have to see what sort of subjects I am going to do the online teaching. Is it for a factual information? Or is it for visual identification? Is it for principle, concepts, rules? Is it for procedures? Is it for skilled perpetual mode track? Is it for desirable attitude, opinions, and motivation? So ultimately, you have to remember it is a question of awareness. Awareness should lead to the consideration. Consideration should lead to the adoption. Adoption should lead to the innovation. So that plays an important role for the faculty members to get engaged and to get entertained. So if the tools and techniques are properly used, for example, learning environment, either you use Google Classroom or Google Meet, Teams, Zoom, Padlet, Moodle, no problem. It has to be orchestrated with proper minutes, duration, everything. It has to be there. So if it is there, or if you have material preparation, screencasting technique, Flipgrid, TED, Khan Academy, Mentimeter, and this thing, you have to appropriately work on it, and we have to appropriately use it. That is the need of the ourselves. So is it a Merlot or is it a OER Commons? Is it OpenStax, Galileo, Open Textbook Sunny, Wikimedia Commons, or OER, Government of India portal? So as I told you already, I've covered the tools if you use, or if you use any assessment, for example, to create this thing, because ultimately the assessment also plays an important role in the case of a teaching and mentoring. So, but you have to remember when we use tools, sometimes we will be very active and active, very energetic in making use of the tools. But if we reach the peak, and then after reaching the peak, we get irritated, we get bored, and we get dropped, energy get dropped. But we have to find the trough of delusionment, slope of enlightenment, and plateau of productivity. So in online teaching, it is not boxing or fighting with the students and teacher. It is organically we are growing them, and let the path with more videos, more discussion, more quizzes, and finally the exam. Final part is exam, because proctored exam, so that the students will get a proper rubrics to measure it, so that it will improve their efficiency and improve their outcome is achieved. So we are offering some courses in Swayam MOOC. You can do it if you wish. And ultimately, the classroom should be online teaching, should be dynamic, fun, and interactive. The small clusters of lectures, reliable access to technology, providing virtual group of activities, and visit regularly this one, and ultimately we have to see how it is operating, the this thing, how it is could be operated appropriately. That is the need of the hour, and which need to be appreciated and discussed in detail. Appreciated and discussed in detail, sir. Appreciated and discussed in detail.
It's Destin. Welcome back to Smarter Every Day. You've heard people say it's just like riding a bike, meaning it's really easy. Right? That did something that damaged my mind. It happened on the streets of Amsterdam, and I was scared, honestly. I can't ride a bike like you can. Let me show you the video of what happened. Like many 6-year-olds with a MacGyver mullet, I learned how to ride really young. I had learned a life skill, and I was proud of it. Everything changed, though, when my friend Barney called me 25 years later. Where I work, the welders are geniuses, and they like to play jokes on the engineers. He had a challenge for me. He had built a special bicycle, and he wanted me to try to ride it. He had only changed one thing. When you turn the handlebar to the left, the wheel goes to the right. When you turn it to the right, the wheel goes to the left. I thought this would be easy, so I hopped on the bike and demonstrate how quickly. And here it is later. And riding classic. See that I'm actually really this moment. This bike revealed a very of how to operate the bike. Knowledge.
So getting information is from the internet, especially online education. Whatever we are getting online is not right. We have to be very vigilant and identifying the right and wrong. But it does not matter how many resources if you don't know how to use them. A vision without action is a daydream, but action without vision is a nightmare. You have to remember, and using technology in successfully in the classroom is a mindset. It's not the question of skill set. It's a skill set matters, but if you have a proper mindset driven by the with passion, you can easily use it. That is advantage. It's not the question of right or wrong. It's a question of our future. And I don't know whether I provided the information or misinformation. I cannot try it once again because I have time 10 minutes for question and answer. I don't know whether I loaded you with several stuffs, but I am pretty sure this online teaching, when we started, we might have made use of trial and error, but we have given a guidebook where effectively you can make the online teaching into more interactive, more useful, and more purposeful. That is the need of the hour. So that is there, and we have to make use of it. And I am my question to decision maker whether we can win the race. Yes, we can win. We are slow, but we are steady. If you have any doubts or any questions, you can ask me. And thank you very much for your positive timing and concentration. And I hope the technology helps facilitate us in learning and in getting engaged better because a lot of technological tools are available. Only thing is we should know how best we have to use the tool so that the classroom instruction will be a perfect one. That is that's the ultimate thing which you have to remember. Any questions, sir, from the participants?
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma. You're audible, ma.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for the highly informative session. And I was sure that it would be an interesting one because I have that experience as I had already attended one of your sessions during the induction program organized by Nita Chennai in the last year. So, and each and every concepts were explained in a comprehensive way, as we always do. It's again proved that the time of lecture doesn't matter, but of course your way of presenting kept us in an active mode. Thank you once again, sir. Now the session is open for the queries from the participants. You can ask your questions directly by unmuting the audio, or you can post the same in the chat box. Participants, you have any queries?
Hello, sir.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Yes, sir. For this final summative assessment, which kind of tool or which kind of proctoring system that can be adopted?
No, in Google Form itself, we have a online proctoring is there now. It's available where it takes the picture of the students when they appear, but they charge minimum. But best way is if you create a multiple choice questions proper manner, you can multiple choice questions seems to be very difficult for us to frame if you are not adopting the real application oriented, because sometimes we think multiple choice is very easy, the students can make it options, randomly guesswork is possible, but if you frame the distractors and everything, real learning could easily be measured in the multiple choice questions, madam. But if you use short answer and long answer in the online examination, it's not the question of online writing also, it is a question of evaluating also, it becomes difficult. So for the current day scenario, what we can do is we can ask the students to engage in some activity and document their activity in terms of portfolios and upload the content in the Google form. That is one option. Second option, well structured multiple choice question with more scientifically designed with the proper rubrics, you can make it. And change project, madam. Everything is a project, mini project, like a project if you give. So where the learning could be assessed appropriately. So we can give a well-defined rubrics. This is the rubrics which you are going to assess the project. So that is going to be an easy task for summative, because in the pandemic, as you are aware, the government of India national education policy, they categorically define the formative assessment is we need to be emphasized more when compared to summative assessment, because when you focus more on summative assessment, the students are so casual, they are coming only for the mark oriented for the last exam. If continuous assessment is planned at a structured interval, it will really facilitate us, the students, to make the product better by in terms of process assessment. So national education policy focus more on formative assessment with little weightage on the summative assessment.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, you have given a
Yes,
lot of
sir.
valuable information about the online education and different
Yes.
methods and the platforms regarding the same. It's a
Yes,
very
yes, sir.
useful and valuable information. But I
Yes, sir.
would like to clear some doubts because
Yes.
there is no a standard and strategy for the present online education. Each person selected his own method using the platforms differently. Platform and methods are somewhat different. So there
Yes,
is
correct.
not a standard for the appraisal or reappraisal for the same. If there any strategies developed for the same national wise or globally, and the continuous use of this gadget and screen equipments will, this is only a confusion, not only a confusion, because there is a students will go to the addiction to that particular pattern. They are continuously engaged in that part. Is it is a recommendable one? Another thing is the another one is any provision for us continuous use of the screens and continuous focusing of the eye on the screen, making some physical and mental stresses to students. Is there any
Yes.
suggestion for that and
Okay.
how we
Okay.
can?
Okay. Okay. Three questions Sir has asked. I will put it one by one. The first question as Sir was asking whether any policy guideline is there, so that let's uniform method let us adopt for that. But if you see the national education policy, there is a national educational technological forum is going to be formed, with brings out the policy for rolling out of the online education. If you see online recently for Maldives government, we worked on a quality assurance framework for online teaching. So for through Ministry of External Affairs, I had opportunity to work with them. So we brought out a policy document where how much proportion, for example, 45 hours is a normal classroom for contact hours. In online, it should not be 45 hours. It should be 15 to 30 hours. That's it, not more than that. One third to, it should not exceed more than 50%. If you have a 45-hour session in the offline traditional classes, don't keep 45 online classes. No need, because you keep only one third. One third is optimum. We are suggesting maximum you can go up to 50%, 22 hours we can go, not more than that. So that framework has already been done. National, internationally, it has been there. And what sort of videos we need to provide, how the assessment videos should not be more than 6 to 7 minutes, not more than 7 minutes. In between, how we have to frame the questions. These are all some policy framework is there. Already it has been there. Maybe now the government of India, NETF, will roll out in a better way. That is one option one.
Okay.
Second question, as Sir was asking, the students are now getting deviated, yes, because when they are using a mobile phone for a longer time, they are getting stressed. Yes, of course, it's correct, sir, because the gadget which has been used for communication, we force them to use it for educational. That is also there. And some people who doesn't have access to gadgets or connectivity, they are devoid of the problem. So that is a big issue is going on. And but it has to be edutainment, because education has to be pleasant one, because in terms of gamification, other things we can start, but still it is nothing like reading the books and reading the document, because it gives a stress. I accept, sir, because what happened for myself, I also had an eye problem now. The previously I never wear glasses. Now sometimes my eyes are getting stressed, especially the Mac system. If I use, the radiation is too heavy. It gives my eyes too much strain. And moreover, the work life balance got disturbed now a lot because of pandemic. Previously, there won't be any meeting after 4 o'clock in the office, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Now night 8 o'clock also meeting is called. You're online now, come online. Because sometimes that has to be made it a point. We have to make it a point. And the students are also anytime they are the classes times are disturbed, and it is completely now in transition phase. As you told, health is getting affected, mental stress is getting affected. Now, for that only the government of India is making a big counseling sessions is going to be organized, where we are going to focus how to boost the morale of the people who are not having access, because now education should not be elite education. If I have money, if I have a mobile phone, if I have internet, I can have education, others cannot have. So that
Mm.
balance we have to relook into it. Otherwise, the societal distribution will get affected. Previously, we have provided access to education to everyone, but now because of pandemic, the education should not be a elite product. It has to be for completely to serve all the segment of life.
Yeah.
Health is affected, sir. 100% health is affected. But work balance, as I told you, for Maldives, we made a document where we told them only one third, 15 hours it's online. And moreover, we have made per day not more than 2.5 hours. Actually, 120 minutes is the maximum recommended time for online education. The reason is
Mm.
it is not
Okay.
only question of this thing. If I use 1 hour my mobile phone, the data consumption is 400 to 600 MB it goes. If I
Mm.
use for 2 hours, it more than 1 GB it goes. The students cannot afford 1 GB data, 2 GB data per day. You remember, sir, because employee we are using because of Geo network we are getting, and more office and everything we are having Wi-Fi. All the students may not have because 1 GB data per month, it approximately costs around 300 rupees, 400 rupees. So it is not as cheap as we visualize, 200 to 300 rupees. So we have to have a balance where the data, not the data charge, the government in terms of like a community radio scheme, something where previously during the previous Spanish flu, they used radio as a teaching mode. So some different mode also we have to bring it, either TV or radio or something in a different manner so that the students learning will be at ease. So that policy document the government should, because we thought online is easy, internet is easy. That is giving a lot of stress, sir, because we don't have several case studies are there. Whether the students in the name of classroom, they are watching games, they are watching several things, which the parents may not be knowing. Parents thinking my student is always studying, but what he is studying only we God only knows. That is the problem. So there has to be some policy document need to be devised by the policy makers, which the government of India and other state officials need to bring out.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, do you have any suggestion for viewers for if a 1.5 hour class, you have taken a class for 1.5 hour continuously through online to avoid the
Well,
boring of the students? Any suggestion in between a break and any activities
yes,
for?
as I told you in Google also nowadays you have polling option is there. In between activities we have to give, sir. Activities we have to give. And for example, I was taking a class on stormwater drain for my PG student. So I asked the students to go take a photograph from the city where the stormwater drain is and share the photos. So a lot
Mm.
of activities we have to, as a teacher, we have more challenging in redefining our teaching process itself. We have to adopt a different methodologies, look into your area because they are in a different location, take a photograph and upload. And we have to upload our videos and ask them to read and come to the class rather than delivering online. We can make a small PowerPoint. In the PowerPoint itself, we can record our voice. We can upload it. The student at their own convenience listen one time, two time, three time, then come to the class for discussion. So this blending and flipped we can adopt, and we can have to have more activities which will really enhance the learning skills, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Professor.
Sir, is there any structured tool available for mentoring? Beginning.
Mentoring, are you discussing about student teacher mentoring, ma?
Yeah, yes, sir.
So to student teacher mentoring, only the monitoring, how we have to monitor, because it's like Edpuzzle tool. Ultimately, like a Padlet tool will promote more discussion. It promotes more discussion to the learners. Like and which is that provides more deliberation in terms of watching the videos, and they can provide their comments and views. That is there. So weak and strong student, instead of weak and strong student, literally we can make the the communication strategies, success strategies, we can put it in a different format. So where we can ask the students to participate more on discussion, madam, more on discussion and deliberation rather than other thing. That is the reason, ma.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Oh, okay, ma. Thank you, ma. Yes, Atul sir, Janardhan sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Actually,
Any other questions? I think the questions are over. Now I may request Mr. Ranjit R, lecturer CPC Trivandrum, to share your feedback. Ranjit sir, please. Hello, Ranjit sir, are you there? Hello. I think he's not there.
Sir, please unmute.
He is there. He is muted.
Manasamis, which Ranjit?
Ranjit R.
Yes, madam, I am there, madam. I am there. I was there because that ministry one call was there. That is the reason. Yes, I am there. Thank you very much, and it was a wonderful day, evening which I had with the interaction with the participants. As sir was
Sir,
asking some good
let me
questions.
call one more person to share his feedback.
Yes.
I am. May I request Mr. Vishnu SK to share your feedback? Can you please
Hello.
unmute? Vishnu?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon, all. I am Vishnu, lecturer in mechanical engineering at CPTC Trivandrum. So I would like to express my thanks and gratitude to Dr. Janardhan sir, head of Center for Environmental Management, NITER, for conducting a wonderful session on this online teaching and mentoring. And the biggest takeaway for me in this course is the different tools sir has introduced, the online tools which can be used for our improving the online teaching, like the panel discussion tool like Padlet, and the most important tool like Edpuzzle, where we can watch whether actually the student has went through the subject or not. So all these tools will be a great helpful for us in conducting online class. And thank you, sir, for sharing such wonderful information to us. And I would like to thank GPTC Chelakara for conducting this FDP. Last year, actually, I was a part of the team, and now this year I'm here at a different organization to thank different college, and the team is going very well. This year also, a wonderful FDP has been organized, and I'm thankful to each and every one of this GPTC Chelakara for conducting this FDP. And also, I would like to extend my thanks to Sitter Kamasheri for providing this wonderful platform where a centralized platform to conduct FDP. So thanks for Sitter as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. I would like to welcome Mr. Praveen Sharma, lecturer in Electronics Engineering, GPC Chelakara, to deliver the formal vote of thanks.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Good evening to all. Today we had a wonderful session on online teaching and learning, reappraisal by Dr. Janardhan Sir, NITTER Chennai. Let me take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to Dr. Janardhan Sir for delivering
sir.
us a
Yes,
wonderful
sir.
session
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
on this online teaching methods. Sir has discussed various online tools and made the session an engaging one with his quizzes and all. On behalf of GPTC Chalakara, let me thank Dr. Janardhan Sir for giving us a wonderful session in spite of his busy schedule. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank our principal Rajimon Sir and all the organizing team of GPTC Chalakara for organizing this session. Next, I would like to thank all the participants and all the dignitaries present over here for making this session